Hey fellow mobs, Moby here. Missed the first contest? Don't worry, I'm holding a second one. Details at the end of the video. Welcome back to Armor Drip. I held the first ever Armor Drip contest. Although I expected some good entries, what I did not expect was the positivity expressed by the community towards the other contestants. I just wanted to say, you are all just plain awesome. For this session, I brought along fellow content creator Striker Hutasa as a judge. He and I will each pick a winner and one runner-up. I gotta mention that some of these were some of the coolest ACs I've ever seen in my whole life, and it was really difficult for me to choose. That aside, here are your Armor Drip winners. Manou's KDD54 Pursuer is a beautiful and simple AC, contrasted by the striking red light decals on it. The false lights on it really made this AC stand out from the crowd.
Hello, I'm Mano, also known as the Garage Goblin, because I have 650 hours in this game, and half of it is in the garage. I'm a Turkish player, so it's really rare to see other Turkish players, so if you are from Turkey, hit me up on Discord. So while making this mech, I wanted to experiment with the Kikaku booster. You know, it has pretty terrible stats outside of melee cancelling, and during ranked matches, yeah, you can definitely feel the lacking parts of the booster. So I decided to take reverse joints into that, and suddenly Kikaku boosters, all of weaknesses disappeared. You could just jump to ascend fast, you have quick boosts with the ground. So afterwards, I decided to try and make this build look like an evil AI that was constantly chasing you. So basically what I ended up with was a build that could chase down anyone as long as it wanted. But the parts that were given to me were sadly not quite fitting to that. So I decided to use some decals. One of the biggest inspirations for the evil AI feeling is, you know, the red glowing eyes. So I plastered some decals over there, and I decided to get inspired from Dark Souls 2's iconic enemy. The Pursuer constantly chases after you, and it's very focused on its job. So I decided to see, if I want to put the Pursuer into Armored Core 6, what type of character, what type of mech will it be? So this is what I end up with. It's basically an AI that is meant to chase the player and constantly hunt them down until the player can fight them off or eventually hunt it down themselves to rid themselves from it once and for all. So that's why the design is very minimalistic, very sleek, and very intimidating.
Look at the decal work on this bad boy. It's a CQC Lamb, which has a special place in my heart. I think CQC Lamb is dope as f***. You might say, oh, it's messy, whatever. That's kind of what AC should be, in my opinion. Like, that you can either go overboard with the decals or just, like, do a very, like, short and sweet kind of thing. Like, more, like, impactful decals. I think this one lands perfectly, like, on this side of the spectrum, where, like, it's close, but it's not going over. You can't look at this and be like, this looks messy. I think it looks dope as hell. Like, look at that, dude. Like, there is so... How many hours do you think this took them? How many hours do you think this alone, like this little ring, took them? And by the way, the only good use of an actual pattern on weapons I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, this one's dope as hell.
Maxiomatic's Dancing Queen is a masterwork of gradients and decal work, an absolutely stunning AC that was designed for an equally stunning pilot. It looks like an AC made by a luxury company to represent their products in the field of battle.
Yeah, I'm Max. I'm from Kentucky, actually. I work at a state park. I work in the historic home. I'm sort of the park historian, I guess. The visual inspiration is just the album cover for ABBA's album Gold. So when I played the game, all my mechs were named for songs, basically. A lot of them for ABBA, but I had a couple like Creedence songs, like Bad Moon Risen or Fortunate Son, things like that. ABBA's like a very old school disco band, and the album cover for the album is black with gold written on it. But the friend who recommended I entered a contest, actually, the two of us were in a Lancer campaign. Lancer's a tabletop RPG, kind of like like Dungeons and Dragons, but it's about mechs instead of, fantasy. And my character for that campaign, you get a call sign, mech name, the same premise as Armored Corp. And I was like struggling to think of what my character would be in the car, and then, I was blasting, old boomer music. Dancing Queen came up, and the thought was like really funny to me. It's this kind of like dystopian future, was to play like a sort of Star-Lord type character who's really obsessed with like past pop culture. So I just picked the song I was listening to, Dancing Queen, as the name of the mech, because I kind of like the idea of a mech pilot just blasting car karaoke as they're, fighting you to the death. I've been a bunch of ACs, and I went through a bunch of designs for that one specifically until I finally kind of came across what I consider to be the best version of it, the one I posted there. The gradient sort of scaling pattern, because I wanted to make sure there was like even amount of black and gold on it. And then I like the sort of the asymmetry where one arm is gold, the other, and then the melee arm is black. That's where I have the Dancing Queen kind of plastered on it. I like plastering the next name somewhere on it when I put them together. Shout out to my buddy Tarkan. That's what they'd probably be in your streams, told me to enter. I was pleasantly surprised to learn that you guys liked it.
So, Prilika is a competitive player, the only ducket player in the competitive scene. Dude just is obsessed with duckets for some reason. This guy shows up every week to tournaments, and every single time that their AC is on screen, people in chat go, "Oh my god, that AC looks so cool! Look at how f***ing cool it is! Like, this is an amazingly cool AC." Like, it's also orange. Like, come on, that's just pandering at this point. I love orange. It's more red, but you know what I mean. I absolutely love this AC. Like, I gotta give the put. Look at this decal work. Look how cool this is. It's dope as hell. So I'm just a big fan of that.
My name is Prilika, aka Ducket Gaming, and I come from the US. I really just love the big pistol aesthetic, just the big iron, and that's kind of what my AC is designed around. I started with the Gundam decals, and I just try to be creative with them, try to put them onto my AC in very unique ways that I just thought looked cool, because I really like dark backgrounds and like bright things coming off of it. Like these old arena shooters I used to play where they are very dark, and then you see like lights on the walls. I don't know why, I just love that. The first game I played was called Cube 2 SAUERBRATEN. That's what the name comes from. Actually, something funny to include, it's actually a German word. It's a type of dish.
So how many iterations of this AC do you have?
Quite a lot. At least like, I don't know, maybe like 30 total, counting the ones I deleted. Something I had to learn for Midway is that because the Mind Alpha core is so curved, I had to figure out how to curve decals in order to match that curve. And so that taught me how to use the pace settings with the x-axis adjustments, y-axis adjustments, and I feel like that really brought out a lot of decaling power because you're able to shape things a lot better to the AC. Glow was also a very important part for my build. Not too long ago, I had something around here, and it looked weird to me, and I couldn't tell why. Nefarious Nova posted something where they had a bunch of glow on their build, and I'm like, that looks really cool, I'm gonna try that. And so I made my own glow decal, and I stuck it on, and I'm like, this is exactly what I needed. The glow is the secret sauce that really makes everything come out.
Share codes for all these ACs are in the comments below. Also, I'm holding yet another Armor Drip contest. Last entries will be accepted until the end of May 4th. Here is the rules tab, and here is where you put your entries. Happy decaling. So many different people come from everywhere in this game. Like, it's not just Americans or Europeans as some people might think, or Japanese people. It's like, no, there's so many people from other places as well.
Let's just say we are the reason latency is dog shit. Let's just say it like that. I'm sorry, it is genuinely bad. I am aware of it. We are part of the problem.
Dude, Wooger. This is, see, Moby, you're like, oh, I play an aggressive lamb. This is an aggressive lamb. This is not the dual majestic, dual P-foul bullshit that you have. This is like, which is not even good, by the way. Like, come on,
It's
dude.
not, it's trash.
It's bad. I don't know why I don't want to run it. I've tried the decal work in this game, and I can't fucking do it. I am not. My ass is not patient enough. My ass is not like. I am not good enough to do something like this. Like right next to each other. Like look at the decal work on this bad boy. It's a CQC lamb, which has a special place in my heart. I think CQC lamb is dope as. Get movie.